Good evening, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Tension in Saptari regarding foundation laying of Madhya Agricultural University. Clashes take place between Janata Samajwadi and Janmat cadres. Madhya's education minister and lawmaker injured. Police arrest Sambuddha Bhattacharya for examining patients on the basis of fake certificate. Police urge to file complaints against Bhattacharya if medicines prescribed by him has had bad effects. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates a grand temple to Hindu god Ram in Ayodhya. Top filmmakers and cricketers attend the event. Some Hindu seers and most of the opposition boycotted. And Bagmati Province defeat Karnali Province by 7 wickets in the Prime Minister Cup National Cricket Tournament. Madhya Province and Nepal Police also victorious. Clashes were reported between cadres of Janmat Party and the local police in Saptari's Rajviraj today. The Education Minister for Madhya Province, Mahesh Prasad Yadav, and provincial lawmaker Satish Singh, among others, were injured during the incident. The incident occurred as cadres of Janmat Party showed a protest banner against chairperson of Janata Samajwadi Party, Upendra Yadav, who had reached Rajviraj to attend the ceremony to lay the foundation for the Madhya Agricultural University. The protesting cadres were led by Provincial Assembly member Satish Singh, and clashes erupted as the group reached the program site. Janata Samajwadi Chair Upendra Yadav and Madhya Province Chief Minister Saroj Yadav, however, concluded the foundation laying ceremony amid tight security. In the meantime, injured Health Minister of the province Yadav and Provincial Assembly member Singh have staged a sit-in protest at the site. The protesting side said they did not approve of the invitation of Janata Samajwadi's chair Upendra Yadav to the ceremony and said the health minister had not consulted with them for the program. Earlier yesterday, cadres of the party had even padlocked the university. Nepal police have nabbed a fake doctor from the capital. The crime branch has arrested Biratnagar's Sambuddha Bhattacharya, who had been providing health services as a doctor using a fake certificate in the capital. Bhattacharya had been working at the capital's We Care Polyclinic of Naxal and Dhaulagiri Himal Polyclinic of Basundhara as thyroid specialist. He, however, did not have a license from the Nepal Medical Council. Bhattacharya has also been accused of practicing medicine by using a fake identity card of TU Teaching Hospital. The police have confiscated forged documents being used by him. Bhattacharya had been working at the We Care Polyclinic for the past 9 months and had already looked after 730 patients, whereas he had looked after 30 patients at the Dhaulagiri Himal Hospital. The police have also urged any of these patients to lodge a complaint if they had faced issues regarding his treatment. Bhattacharya had been charging between 500 to 700 rupees per patient for consultation. The Election Commission has prohibited all promotional activities for the National Assembly election from midnight tonight. The National Assembly election is slated for 25th of January this Thursday, and the Election Commission has prohibited promotions after midnight tonight as per Election Code of Conduct to ensure fair, transparent, unbiased, and fear-free environment for the polls. The Commission has urged all concerned to avoid all election-related promotional activities until the election is over. The Commission has also informed that all preparations are complete for the election. Voting will take place between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. this Thursday for 19 posts at the National Assembly that will be vacant on March this year. The Commission has established voting centers in all the provinces. Provincial Assembly members and Chief and Deputy Chiefs of all 753 local levels will vote in the National Assembly elections. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha directed the Nepal police to conduct investigations free from any fear or influence. The minister also called for new ways of investigation, saying that the nature of crimes had also changed. Addressing the program organized by the Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police, Minister Shrestha said there was a need for the entity to stay away from the ploys of various forces and maintain its clean image. Minister Shrestha also opined growing access to social media had resulted in growing number of crimes. On a different note, he also informed that the government was serious towards the issues of cooperatives and cryptocurrency, among others, and that works were underway to solve legal obstructions to address the issues. Welcome back. The Koshi province government has announced of providing free health care services to children below the age of 10. The provincial government has struck an agreement with 5 hospitals in the province for the free services. This includes Biratnagar's Nobel, Biratnagar Teaching and Hamro Hospitals, Jhapa's Mechi Provincial Hospital and Kathmandu Institute of Child Health, Damak. Chief Minister Kedar Karki has claimed that children below 10 years with poor economic condition will not be deprived of health services. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by...
Here's the question. Why has the Parliamentary Committee directed to operate nursing colleges against the law? Your options are A, not knowing its jurisdiction, B, nexus of middlemen, and C, impractical law. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated a grand temple to Hindu god Ram in the flashpoint city of Ayodhya. The temple replaces a 16th century mosque razed by Hindu mobs in 1992. The demolition had sparked nationwide riots in which nearly 2,000 people died. Thousands of invited guests, including top film stars and cricketers, attended the event in Ayodhya. But some Hindu seers and most of the opposition boycotted it, saying Prime Minister Modi was using it for political gains. General elections are due in India in the next few months, and Modi's political rivals say the governing Bharatiya Janata Party BJP will be seeking votes in the temple's name in a country where 80% of the population is Hindu. The temple has been constructed at a cost of $217 million. The Temple Trust says it has been funded from private donations. The ceremony, which was televised live, showed Modi performing religious rituals inside the temple's sanctum, along with priests and Mohan Bhagwat, head of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the ideological fountainhead of Hindu nationalist parties. Only the ground floor of the temple was opened. The rest of the structure is expected to be completed only by the end of the year. The ceremony, called Pran Pratishtha, which loosely translates from Sanskrit into establishment of life force, lasted about an hour. Palestinians buried their dead in a Khan Yunis hospital yard, saying that they have been unable to reach cemeteries due to what they described as a siege by Israeli forces around the Nasser medical complex in southern Gaza. Israeli forces and Hamas fighters clashed in several places, from Jabalia in the north to Khan Yunis in the south, the focus of recent Israeli operations. Israel said its troops had cleared much of northern Gaza of Hamas's military network, and more than 1 million residents of that enclave have moved south to flee the bombardments. Fighting, however, has continued in the Jabalia refugee camp and other areas around Gaza City. Most of the Gaza Strip's 2.3 million people have since been displaced from their homes. With large areas razed to the ground and hospitals and humanitarian agencies struggling to cope, Palestinians described dire conditions. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said 25,105 Palestinians, many of them women and children, had been killed, and 62,681 have been wounded in Israeli strikes since October 7. It does not differentiate between civilian and militant deaths, but says most of those killed have been civilians. Injured Palestinians, including toddlers, flooded Nasser Hospital after Israeli airstrikes hit several buildings in Gaza's Khan Yunis. Gaza's health ministry said today 178 Palestinians had been killed in the past 24 hours, one of the deadliest days of the war so far. Israel's military said a soldier was killed in fighting. Israeli forces and Hamas fighters clashed in several places, from Jabalia in the north to Khan Yunis in the south, the focus of recent Israeli operations. Israel said its troops had cleared much of northern Gaza of Hamas's military network, and more than 1 million residents of that enclave have moved south to flee the bombardments. Fighting, however, has continued in the Jabalia refugee camp and other areas around the Gaza city. Most of the Gaza Strip's 2.3 million people have since been displaced from their homes, with large areas razed to ground and hospitals and humanitarian agencies struggling to cope. Palestinians described dire conditions. Jordan's foreign minister has said that Israel was defying the international community in rejecting a two-state solution, describing it as the clear path to peace in the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday reaffirmed a hard line against any Palestinian state, as it would pose an existential danger to Israel. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi spoke to reporters before a meeting with EU foreign ministers attended by counterparts from Saudi Arabia and Egypt and the Arab League Secretary General. The talks will focus mainly on the consequences of Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel and Israel's retaliatory offensive in Gaza. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz made a separate appearance before the meeting, saying he was in Brussels to discuss the issue of hostages held by Hamas and to reaffirm that Israel would dismantle Hamas and restore its national security. He took no questions. A landslide in China's Yunnan province killed at least 8 people today, with dozens still missing as rescue operations continue in snowy, freezing temperatures. At least 47 people from 18 households were missing. 8 of the missing people had been found dead this afternoon, according to Zhaotong Daily, a local state-owned media outlet, while another 2 people were hospitalized for injuries. The landslide hit 2 villages in the southwestern city of Zhaotong at about 5:51 a.m. local time, covering houses in brown mountain soil at the foot of a hill. It still remains unclear what triggered the landslide. Rescue work has been made difficult by the sub-zero temperatures, with evening temperatures expected to drop to -4 degrees Celsius. Over 500 people have been evacuated. Rising tensions on the Red Sea have posed a threat to the maritime transportation of bulk farm products, as Houthi groups' targets against vessels in that area have forced many shipping companies to suspend transportation or seek alternative routes. Yemen's Houthi group has carried out repeated attacks against Israel-linked vessels on the Red Sea since the Palestine-Israel conflict broke out. The United States and the United Kingdom have recently launched multiple rounds of attacks against the Houthi group. Due to the escalating tensions, several global shipping giants have opted to reroute from the Suez Canal, which connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea and serves as one of the busiest waterways in the world. Data from the market research firm Kepler shows that a number of ships carrying approximately 1.6 million tons of grain in total have altered their routes from the Suez Canal to other courses in recent weeks. Rice from India, soybean from the United States, wheat from Europe, and canola seeds from Australia are the main products affected by the Red Sea transportation crisis. The rerouting of shipment has also resulted in higher transportation costs and extended delivery time. Storm Isha battered boats with strong winds and waves in the Irish coastal town of Dunlawgare. Airlines cancelled 102 flights into and out of nearby Dublin on Sunday due to the storm. Irish public broadcaster RTE reported more than 230,000 people had been left without power. The storm went on to cause widespread disruption in neighboring Britain, with flights cancelled and thousands of homes left without power today. UK Power Networks said it had restored power to most properties which had lost electricity in eastern and southeastern England, but about 45,000 homes in Northern Ireland remained without power.
Sports news brought to you by
Bagmati Province defeated Koshi Province by 7 wickets in the Prime Minister Cup National Cricket Tournament to climb to the 2nd spot of the points table. In the match played at the capital's Mulpani ground today, Karnali Province batted first after winning the toss and were bowled out in 24.2 overs for a paltry total of 78 runs. Karnali were in early trouble as they lost 3 wickets when the score was 16 in 5.2 overs and lost 5 wickets when 29 runs were on the board in 10.4 overs. Karnali kept losing wickets at regular intervals and were finally bowled out for 78 runs. Arjun Gharti was the leading run scorer for Karnali, scoring 23 runs off 19 balls, while Nishchal Rawal also added 13 runs. All the other Karnali batters failed to reach double figures. Rijan Dhakal with 5 wickets was instrumental in bowling out Karnali for such a low score. Chasing a victory target of 79 runs, Bagmati Province romped home, scoring 80 runs in 13 overs, losing 3 wickets. Opener Ishan Pandey top scored for Bagmati with a quick-fire 40 off 36 balls, hitting 3 sixes and 3 fours. Rabin Joshi also contributed an unbeaten 16 in Bagmati's win. Diwanpun claimed all the 3 wickets for Karnali. With the win, Bagmati have climbed to the 2nd spot of the points table with 8 points from 6 matches. Karnali are in the 7th position with 4 points from 5 matches. In another match under the Prime Minister Cup National Cricket Tournament played today, Madhya Province thumped Sudur Paschim Province by 80 runs with Mayan Yadav scoring a century in the win. In the match held at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur today, Madhya Province elected to bat first and posted an impressive total of 319 runs in the allotted 50 overs, losing 9 wickets. Mayan Yadav top scored for Madhya, scoring a quick-fire 115 off 128 balls, smashing 2 sixes and 8 fours. Pawan Sharaf also contributed 70 runs off 63 balls with the help of 4 sixes and 4 fours, while opener Anil Shah added 69. Sher Malla was the leading wicket taker for Sudur Paschim with 4 wickets. Chasing a daunting victory target of 320 runs, Sudur Paschim were bowled out for 239 runs in 44.5 overs. Rajesh Yadav and Pradeep Paswan were the pick of the Madhya bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets each. Madhya Province are 3rd in the points table, securing 8 points from 6 matches, while Sudur Paschim Province are 4th with 6 points from 4 matches. In another match played today, Nepal Police Club defeated Armed Police Force by 58 runs at the Siddhartha Cricket Stadium in Bhairawa. Nepal Police lead the points table with 8 points from 4 matches, while APF are in the 6th spot with 4 points from 4 matches. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.